Hi everyone, Humphrey here from LionHeart Football, and today we are joined by DINESH GILLELA of AFC Bournemouth. DINESH is a young pro at the club, rising through the ranks. He's a boy I know well actually, having scouted him as a young teenager, and it's great to hear his story. He's currently flying at Bournemouth. He's capable of playing across the back four, but actually started off as a forward in his youthful days. So we're looking forward to hearing more about his story. It'd be great to catch up with him. Hope you all enjoy watching. This is the LionHeart Football and WowHydrate. Can't wait to push on series.
All good. Right, Dinesh, we've got you in. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Humphrey. Very well.
Good to see
How
you,
are
man.
you? Good?
It's been ages.
Yeah, I know. It's been, I don't even know how long. When I was a little kid, that's when you first saw me. But yeah, all grown up now, all progressing in life.
Good stuff. And how's the situation been for you, the lockdown period? How have you got through it?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I mean, obviously when it first came about, like people were a bit flustered. Football sort of went into like a frozen sort of frenzy. It was weird. Like it was a weird period for all of us, especially if you were in sport. All the games sort of got cancelled, and no one knew when we were coming back in, which was the hardest part of it, because there was no real like end date. We didn't get told an end date. So I mean, it started off kind of, I guess, like, oh, what should we do? How do we make the most of it? So we were doing hit sessions, doing a lot of gym work, doing a lot of runs outside the club. And yeah, we just had to look after ourselves mentally and physically, try and keep ourselves as best as we can, mentally and physically in best shape.
Decent. So that's how you got through it. Like, apart from the physical training and trying to stay fit, ready for a return, what did you do in addition to that? Was there any sort of like hobbies, what was it, the PlayStation, Netflix?
Yeah, I mean, they're the usuals, weren't it? Like Netflix, PlayStation, read a couple books. But the main thing that I actually done was I done a couple courses online. So
Decent.
So I got sent the EDX, like Harvard sort of website, and I realized they were doing free courses online. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a little go. And like our parents always said, oh, do you not want to do anything on the side just to like keep your brain activated? Because when you're in football, it's like the short day. Do you know what I mean? Like you go and train, you finish by maybe like 3 o'clock max, sometimes latest. So you have so much time to spend. Yes, you're tired. Yes, you've had training and stuff, but you can utilize that time. What I done was I done a data science course, and then I done a business course as well. So I've done different courses. Like I've done a couple when I went into life in outer space as well. So I've done like 2, 3 courses. I'm engaged and sort of got me through it in that sense. Yeah.
Amazing. No, that's good, Dinesh. That's, I mean, it's very wise, and you're forward thinking. You're at the very start of your career, and for you to be going through processes like that's amazing. I think that's what normally people associate with pros at the end of their career, but it's great that you've taken this opportunity to expand your mind. So Good stuff. Brilliant. All right, so let's talk about your football then, and I'll ask you to begin with, what age did you first start playing?
So when I first started playing was probably like, I can't even remember, like when I first started walking almost, like maybe when I first started walking, when I went into school, that was when I sort of started playing with other people. Because all my friends were playing football. I was around maybe 4 or 5 when I started playing for maybe like a team in like a group environment.
Got you. And how did you get into football? Do you remember? Like, what was the catalyst for you getting in?
It was my friends, honestly. It was like all my friends were already playing for the Sunday League team, training and stuff. So I was like, you know what, I want to join in as well. Because all my friends are playing football, and I thought, yeah, I wanted to do that as well. When I went on like a Saturday training, when you were that age, it was just training. And then after you went and played games, and I remember Saturday morning sessions after the training, I used to queue up for like lolly sticks. So I don't never remember the training, but I remember like you could used to queue up for like little treats after the training. So I was like, yeah, I want to go every Saturday, spend time with my friends and stuff like that. So it was good, yeah.
Decent. And Okay, and so, you know, that's talking about grassroots football, and now you know you're a pro at Bournemouth. So
Yeah.
let's touch on the journey and talk about how did you transition from, you know, grassroots football into the professional environment?
So I transitioned quite late. To be fair, it was around maybe 15 was when I got scouted, and you was the one that scouted me. You scouted me.
I'll add to that. I'll add to that as well, Dinesh, because your story. Let's give them a bit more background info. Like let's try and elaborate further on your story. So you actually got scouted a lot earlier than 15. So I remember scouting you. Probably you was maybe 12, I think.
Okay.
You was playing for Woking Cougars, and you.
No, it was later than that because I was playing for a team called Mayfield at 12. So I think it was a bit late. I think it may have been later.
Okay, yes. So maybe
Okay, go on, carry on.
maybe 13s.
Yeah, 13, 14, yeah, 13, I think, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so right, it would have been 13,
Yeah,
my
12, yeah.
bad. But and I remember you were playing up front for a team called Woking Cougars, because I was working for Brentford at the time, and we got a tip off, myself and a former colleague, Barry Chapman, you might remember.
I still remember him now, yeah.
Famous Barry. And I remember coming down to watch you play, and you know, you was playing up top, technically good, very strong, quite big for your age, quite mature. And then you came into our system at Brentford. But I'll allow you to elaborate further on the journey.
So I came in at Brentford, and the first time I came in was like I was in the elite centre, development centres, and then after a while played a couple of weeks in there, and then I was thinking, yeah, it's going well, and then I can't because I trialled for Brentford twice, if you remember. So the first time I went, I think I maybe played a couple of games in the development, and then I got called up to the academy. And I got called up to the academy, and when I was in that little phase, they sort of put me in centre back. It was like, oh, can you go centre back? Play centre back for us. And in my head, I was like, not having it. I don't want to play centre back. Like I would come home like after the training, and I was like, Dad, they play me centre back again. Like I was like, I don't want to play centre back there. And I was really like headstrong on not playing defence. I don't know what it was. I don't know why I was like that. But I remember vividly coming home like, I don't want to play centre back. I don't know how it sort of changed for me, but after a while, I was like, you know what? Let me give it a chance. So I was like, let me give it a chance. I still wasn't really enjoying it to the fullest, but I was like, let me play, because I was playing whatnot. So after the first trial ended after maybe a couple of maybe 6 weeks. It was 6 to 8 weeks, and then it ended up anything. So I went back to playing for Woking. Like other development centres were around and other clubs were around, but I was still playing for Woking at the time. And then I got scouted again the second time, Brentford as well, and it was Brentford again. And I got called in to play, and I played maybe again like a couple of weeks in the development, and then straight away went into the academy. This was under 15s, and this was when I was for under 15s very early on in the under 15 season. I got pushed into the academy, and I was there for almost the majority of the season, playing at centre back, playing all the games for them, training with them. And it was like the first time I was in a structured academy system at 15 years old. So I was training 3 times a week, playing on a Saturday, playing against good oppositions like Spurs, like the good category teams, getting a lot of exposure to what the academy football was about. And it was a real eye-opener, tough at times, but I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. But at the end of it, so I was basically on trial for like a whole season. I was there without a contract, but it was the best thing that probably happened to me growing up, to be involved in that sort of environment.
Got you. Yeah, I remember. And tell us a little bit more then. How did you progress from Brentford onto subsequent clubs after that?
Yeah, so after that Brentford season, it was under 16 season, and hadn't really had a club, but got called into Watford. I had a trial at Watford, went into Watford, and got called into the academy as well, which was pleasing. And then after a side deal, and that was at under 16. So I was there for my year 11 basically. So it was year 11 when it was GCSEs at the time as well. So up until September to maybe December, January was like, oh, I need to push for a scholarship, my under 18s contract. And I thought I was playing well and doing everything I could, but I never got offered a scholar. So it was a bit like, oh, okay. Didn't have a club for a couple of weeks without a club. Went to exit trials, went to different stuff to try and get myself a club. And Bournemouth called maybe a month later. It wasn't too long after the decision stage that I got called by Bournemouth. Bournemouth called me in and went for a trial. Played a couple games there. Had a week of training there, and they gave me a scholarship. So I was like over the moon, as you can imagine. Like, it wasn't too long without a club. So mentally, it was hard, of course. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I believed in myself that like I'm going to be good enough to get a club, and I backed myself to get myself into a club and in the environment where I want to be. So that was good for me. I spent 2 years there as a scholar, and then after the 2 years, I got offered my first professional contract. And now I'm sitting there as a third-year pro now as well. So it's been good, steady progress.
Amazing, good stuff. And Dinesh, just to come back quickly to, let's say, the later stages of your experience at Brentford. Yeah. All this was happening with you playing as a centre back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you moved on to the period at Watford and Bournemouth now, were those experiences also at centre back as well?
Yeah. So after the Brentford season, that was where I was playing. So I molded myself into a centre back. I was a lot more comfortable playing there. As a striker, I would say I'm a very technical player. So when I went into centre back, like, heading wasn't my forte. Do you know what I mean? Like, when the ball's up in the air, I would try and bring it down, try and play. So then I had to adapt to heading the ball, attacking balls in the air, attacking corners, defensively attacking in the opposite box as well. So it was like little details like that which I sort of had to adapt to. But in terms of playing football, I found it very comfortable because I obviously, as a centre forward, as an attacker, your back's to goal. So when you want to try and turn and everything's a bit different. But as a centre back, you can see everything, and it's a lot to pick out your passes, to read the game defensively when you're on the ball. I took to it quite well, I believe.
Yeah, no, definitely. And at what point, because you said at the beginning, like, you weren't really happy, you was quite frustrated that they were playing you in defence when you went into the trial. At what point would you say it was that you started to accept and embrace playing in a different position?
When I started playing well. That, to be completely honest with you, after games, when people were saying you were one of the best players today, you were the best player on the pitch, it's like, yeah, it could be somewhere where I can excel in. So time I go out, I always want to be the best player. Do you know what I mean? Whereas a match, especially, it's like I wanna show what I can do, impress the fans, impress the coaches, impress my team, help my team win. So especially when I can do a little shimmy or do a little skirt at the back, and I've just all the fans are on their feet, and the fans are going, oh, like, you can hit that the side screws on the sideline. You're like, oh, it gives you a good feeling. At centre back, they used to get your touch of your feet and maybe spin it line or do something like that. If you look to play, especially when you're younger, that always got a bit. So yeah, it's a feel good factor as well.
Decent. So that was so basically for you, it was like getting positive reinforcements from people that were watching and coaches. So feedback was a thing that helped you. Okay, got you.
Yeah, I thought it was more feedback, and then especially watching more footballers, like watching like Sergio Ramos, David Luiz, all these ball playing centre halves that are pinging balls 60, 70 yards and then stepping out defence and finding a killer pass, scoring goals in the attacking third. Them sort of players sort of gave me a boost to, I can sort of do the similar stuff that they're doing and sort of have like a role model to sort of look up to in that sort of sense.
Brilliant. And before we move on, I want to also find out, because I didn't ask you, what was the feeling for you getting scouted? How was the feeling?
It's a weird one because at this, like, obviously you're so excited. Like I'm over the moon when you've spoken to my dad, or when you've spoken to my manager, and my dad's come home. I was like, oh, Brentford, I invite you for a try. Want to see you, and they like what how you play. The initial feeling is very, like, I'm very excited because that's all I want to do. Like, that's where I want to be, playing in the academy level. So I was very excited, but at the same time, I was quite nervous going into it, like hearing, professional club wants to see you, because all I've ever known is like Sunday League. So to hear like, oh, professional club wants you, is like, oh, okay, like I need to show a bit more. I need to do a bit more of this, a bit more of that. So yeah, a lot of excitement, but a lot of nerves as well.
Yeah, I get you. And what skills do you think, what should I say, what attributes do you think you were demonstrating to enable you to get picked up by a pro club or scout?
When I was younger?
Yeah.
Humphrey, you're the one that's got to answer that. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I know what stood out to me, but for me, I would be interested to know like what it was that you think as a 13, 14-year-old, it was that what skills that you had that would have made you attractive to a club.
I think for me, the main thing was my technical ability. Because growing up, I'd always played futsal from like very, very young. I'd always been playing futsal. So that's one thing that's helped me mold into the player I am today. The touches I take and the way I pass and the way I move off the ball. So main thing for me was technically I was very good, but also commanding other players and demanding other players to, if they're making a bad pass, if they're not putting their work in, I'm very demanding on the pitch. So I thought maybe the two of those.
Okay, good stuff. And how do you feel you've evolved as a player? Obviously, we know there's been a position change, but
yeah,
what else would you say you've developed during this time?
Understanding of the game. Obviously, that comes with age and playing the game more and more. But physically, I've developed a lot. Technically, I've got better. But the main thing for me is physically maturing and putting on size and becoming faster and becoming stronger.
Decent. And what would you describe your style as now? You know,
attacking right back, likes to get forward, likes to get back. I'm a leader on the pitch, like to be organised defensively, and I want to win.
Decent. Okay, so you mentioned right back there. In what years at Bournemouth was it where you started to transition, or should I say, add that secondary aspect to your game? Because we know you can play centre half, and now you've spent some time playing.
So I started off as a striker, attacker, and then I went centre back, and then last season was when I sort of started playing right back, or the season before last, to be fair. When I was a second year scholar, I started playing there a little bit. Started playing right back, left back. So I'm comfortable going forward, comfortable passing, whatever. And then as I sort of developed into my last couple of years, I've been starting playing right back because they've realised I can get up and get back down as well. Got a bit of, I can run, I'm fast, I can help attacking, put crosses in, make runs in behind. But also I know because of my defensive instinct that I want to get back and make a tackle or make a block and make a goal clearing tackle. So I have both aspects of the game to me, I believe. But I think it was the last couple of years. Last year I played right back the majority of the season. There was only maybe a handful of games where I played as centre back. And I had a game a couple of days ago and I played there as a right back as well. So I feel like I'm very comfortable in both positions now.
Brilliant. You know, Dinesh, I would suggest that it's probably the fact that you've gone through such a range of experiences in your footballing life. I know you were playing grassroots football. You also embraced futsal, which I think is a massive benefit to any young player playing. And you played in different positions growing up, and you embraced playing in different positions. And that's why I think you're succeeding to date, you know, being able to compete in various areas of the pitch. What advice would you give to young players who are coming through now, whether it be in the academy system or just playing grassroots football with their friends? What advice would you give to them when it comes to playing positions?
Keep an open mind at all times, because like I explained before, like when I first got put at centre back, I was very headstrong, didn't want to play there, very, very adamant about it. In a way, I was a bit arrogant as well. I didn't want to play as centre back. I wanted to play as a striker. I wanted to score the goals. I wanted to assist. But football's a team game, and to win, you need everyone to work together. So doesn't really. Okay, you may want to play a certain position when you're younger, but when you're older, you may realize that your best attributes don't suit that position. So for me, as a leader, as a person that loves to talk on the pitch, I love to command players, I love to keep myself organized as a back four, back five, my midfield shape needs to be good. I like being at the back, I can see everything. As whether it's right back, centre back, I can organize my team. And I can help players if they're making a couple of, they're saying, oh, if there's space for them to do something else and maybe they don't see it because their back's to goal, I can then tell you, your right back's coming in tight with me, you can spin him line. So I can give advice. I'm a team player now. Not that I wasn't before, but I'm more of a team player, like to help players. I can understand the game a lot more now. So I think you as a player have attributes that even you may not know unless you're put in that situation. But obviously, I got put in there by Barry Chapman. Sean O'Connor also was one man that wanted me to play centre back. So it may need other people to put you in that position, but you need to always keep an open mind because it's obviously probably for the benefit of you.
Amazing, great advice, and those are two legends. You know, Sean O'Connor, one of the greatest reputations for developing and spotting talent in the country. Brilliant. Okay, what would you say is the area you'd like to improve now to push yourself to the next level? What area of the game?
I think is to get more goals and assists. To contribute more on the score sheet, whether it's a goal or an assist. And I think that's the main thing, main area I'm working on now, which is perfecting crosses, perfecting my ball striking in front of goal, in and around the box as well.
Oh, brilliant. Love that. And what about for next season? What goals have you set yourself?
For this coming season, trying to play at the highest level I can, whether it's first team, try and knock on the first team's door, or get myself out on loan and prove myself there.
Brilliant, good goals. And Dinesh, you're a driven individual. You know, I know you come from a very grounded family. Dad's always been on it, so I'm pretty sure you put your mind to it this year. Keep pushing, and you will do well for sure.
Thank you.
All good. Right, we've got to skip the fitness challenge because I'm not in the greatest shape. But before we go, I'd like to say thanks for doing this. It's great to speak to you, and you know we support your journey at LionHeart Football massively. What would you say your favourite flavour is of the WowHydrate drinks before we go?
I've had this one. I've had the lemon and lime. I've also had the summer fruits one. I'm not gonna. So when I first opened the box, I thought the summer fruits one's going to be my favourite.
Yeah.
But I've taken a liking to lemon and lime a lot.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. It gives. Yeah, I like it a lot. Lemon and lime. I think the lemon and lime is my favourite. Yeah.
Lemon and lime, decent. Well, I'm not with you there. I've got to stay true to summer fruits, but
Summer fruits.
All good either way. Yeah. Summer fruits for me for sure. All good, man. Nice one, Dinesh. It was great to speak to you, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you, Humphrey.
Nice one. Take care.